Today we are seeing Testament, Kreator, Anthrax at the Apollo. There's currently a storm going on outside.
There we are, have some of that.
Pretty simple trip. Victoria Station, Victoria to Ealing Broadway on the District Line. Stop off at Hammersmith. Have a bit of fun. We've got to leave like 20 minutes to go, or 20 minutes early for the Anthrax set because they're starting at 9:50 for some reason, which for a headline is very, very late. But what can you do? I'm basically there for Testament. I don't really like Kreator. I don't mind Anthrax, but Testament is a bit of me. So it's actually been a couple of days since that last clip. Today is Monday, gig was on Saturday. So I had a good 48 hours sort of think about the gig, decompress, you know, evaluate it, see what I thought about it. And I would normally do a gig review like this, in this format, in this seat, with this camera angle and all that. But as the vlog was quite short, I thought I'd add it on to the end of this. The vlogs aren't normally that short. It's just because it was just a simple sort of evening gig. And I thought, I've not done a vlog in a while. And I don't know, it sort of pushes me out of my comfort zone to actually get clips, because otherwise I just sit there and I drink my beer and I don't record anything. But the previous ones have been like 15 or 10, 15 minutes, and it's been like a 2-dayer really. And the next one like that is probably quite a while away, because I've only got one gig left of this year, and that is Slipknot at the O2. And I think that's a Friday, so maybe actually we could do something more interesting on that, go out after it or something. But forget that, let's focus on the gig. Testament, Kreator, Anthrax. What are my thoughts? First of all, when we first got there, the queue was massive. So at the Apollo, obviously you've got all the barricades like you do at like 90% of venues. It filled up every single sort of line of the barricades. It went right up one road, looped round, went all the way round the building and back around. So it was like a good, I'd say like 25 minutes, but when we got there, it's like the longest queue that I've been in for such a small gig. But it was managed well. It was only like 25 minutes tops, and what could have been like a real shit situation. Just smooth through, you know, it was a decent pace. Wasn't too bad, nothing to complain about, but here I am complaining about it. Now, it is a venue that I've been to a lot. I've seen Blur at the Apollo, I've seen Black Crowes at the Apollo, and even in the last 2 weeks, I've seen Glenn Matlock, Alice Cooper, Obituary, Ginger, Sepultura. So it's a venue that I know very well. It's a great venue. There's not a bad seat in the house, and I've got a lot of gigs coming up there as well. I've got Marilyn Manson, I've got the Pogues, and I think there might be some other ones thrown in there as well. No matter the gig, if it's heavy music, if it's country music, it all sounds great there. The beers aren't too expensive either. Around at like a local pub here, it would probably be like £7 a pint average. it's like £8 there. So even like comparing it to pubs and not music venues, it is still quite cheap. Head on to the music itself, as that is what you're actually listening for. Testament, first of all, that was the band that I said at the start of this video. That is the band that I want to see. That's the band that I feel like is going to be the next one that I fall in love with. And, you know, I listened to every album non-stop for the next 6 months. It was a great set. They played Return to Serenity for the first time in 20 years. So that was special, obviously. And all the bangers. I mean, it was a great set. Nothing that sort of set anything off in my mind. I wasn't sitting there going, this is like incredible. But it was a good, solid opener. Kreator, who I did say were going to be, I don't know if I said it in the video, but I did think they were going to be shit, because I don't really like, I like heavy metal, I like heavy music, I like heavy lyrics. Metal's meant to be extreme, it's meant to be pushing the boundaries of what you can say, what you can do on stage. When it comes to every song just being about 666, Satan this, fuck God this and all that, I think it does get a bit repetitive. You've got to have a bit of creativity in it, and what's creative about saying the exact same message in every single song? But they were actually quite decent, especially the first 15 minutes was great. I mean, I was sitting there with my beer and I was just astounded by like the noise, the light. There was fire on stage, which, as I said, for the first 15 minutes is like, Christ, there's fire on the stage. That's quite cool. After 15 minutes, when a couple of them in the front fell and it's sort of like just a bit hot in here and it smells a bit like sausage rolls, it did get a little bit old quickly, but it was still cool to see. They had flames going all over the place. I mean, like fireworks, basically. They had smoke. Very, very, very unexpected for me. I thought I'd walk away being like, nah, or even just walk away. I thought I was going to, like, halfway through their set, just go get a beer, relax in the back of the Apollo, you know, where you got all the chairs. But no, I stayed in through the entire set. I did really enjoy it. Not saying that I'd actually go see them again, but I'm happy that I experienced that and the view of them has changed in my mind, at least a little bit. When it comes to Anthrax, as I said, we had to leave like 25 minutes early, which was a shame because they only got at 9:50. And so we only saw maybe like 45 minutes, 50 minutes of Anthrax, which is a real shame, as they are sort of the band that initially I bought the ticket for. But they were great. They were absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that is what you're expecting when you go see Anthrax. No sort of like taking yourself too seriously. They're running around on the stage. They had like a full little get up where they get up on like a block above, and like I'll show you in the video. So they were proper jumping about. Great show, you know, not taking themselves too seriously, just having fun, playing the music. And it was actually a really good set. Very short set, considering that Testament, I think, had maybe like 12 songs. Kreator probably like 15 songs. And I think even Anthrax had like 10 songs, 9 songs. And they ain't got the longest songs either. Maybe this was just part of the tour where Kreator have got this huge sort of like massive set with all these lights, and then Anthrax come out and they just sort of do their thing. I don't know if that was the plan, but it sort of does come away like that. And I saw a lot of people speaking before I actually went to the gig that Kreator is sort of the headliner without, I mean, they are the headliner, but they're the closer without actually closing the show, because of the amount of shit that happens during their set and how big and menacing and cool and fucking phenomenal it all is. But Anthrax is sort of like the dessert, not the main course. But nonetheless, great set. They had basically it was basically a best of. That's what it was. It was a best of set. And one thing that I forgot to talk about when they first got on stage, they had this big sheet come over, projected on it, and it was a video of maybe like 50 proper metal legends just talking about Anthrax, saying how they love it. I don't know if this was only at the London gig, but that I didn't get a video of it because I was just astounded by the names that, like, Slash was on there, Lady Gaga was on there for some reason, but the names that they got on there, they probably just went to their record label and said, get every single fucking person to suck off Anthrax's cock. But it was cool, and some of the names on there were very unexpected. So yeah, that's probably about it. Overall, wasn't my favourite gig of the year. Certainly wasn't my worst. That's a video that I'm actually going to be recording any day now. So I'm going to be doing my top 5 or top 10 gigs of this year. There's a lot of bangers in there, so you want to stay tuned for that one. Subscribe, and I'll see ya. I don't know when. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe tomorrow.